Yo, what's up guys, Lightning May here with another UFC prediction for the fight card to UFC 290 in Las Vegas, Nevada, T-Mobile Arena. We got two title fights, Alexander Volkanovski against Dia Rodriguez, the interim champ, and also we got Brandon Moreno against Alexandre Pantoja for the flyweight belt, and it's the third fight, man. It will be interesting, 13 fights on the card. Let's start with the first one. Kamuela Kirk against Esteban Ribovics. I got Esteban by first round knockout. Yes, he lost his debut against Loic Rajabov. But to be honest, man, you know, it can happen to everybody. He's just 22 years old. I believe this will be his first victory in the octagon. And against Kamuela Kirk, let's be real, this guy lost, I believe, he's like 1-1 in the UFC. He didn't impress me at all, so we gotta go with Esteban, the first round knockout. He has some decent power. So next on the card is Jesus Aguillar against Shannon Ross, the Turkish Della. I believe this is one of the worst nicknames you can have and one of the worst records. He has like 2 fights in UFC, 2 losses, 2 stoppages. I believe this loss will not be a stoppage but a decision loss against Jesus Aguilar. So we go right to the next fight on the card, Terence Mitchell against Cameron Saaiman, again a South African brother. So I got Cameron Saaiman by third round TKO. I believe this guy is talented. I mean, yes, in his last fight he got some eye pokes, some groin shots, but it is what it is. He's also young and he can improve a lot in his skill set, also in his mind and in his fair games. So I don't believe it was intentional, of course, but it shouldn't happen, especially in a row. So I got him by third round TKO. Why? Because he has power, but always in the late rounds. So I believe in the third round he will clip him and finish him there. So next on the card is Marcin Prachnio against Vitor Petrino. I mean, Vitor is a talented guy. I believe he will win a decision. 30-27, it will be clear, but not a finish. I don't believe this guy is much of a finisher. He can, of course, knock you down and even have you in some good positions on the ground, but especially with his takedowns, but don't finish you. And Marcin Prachnio is a guy who fights till the last second. We saw his fight against William Knight. He tried to make it like simple and clear and tactical, but against Vitor, I don't believe it will be enough, so he will lose the fight, 30-27. So the next fight is Tatsuro Taira against Edgar Chairez, or Chairez, sorry about this name, but I'm also sorry about his loss. Submission, second round is what I'm seeing by Tatsuro Taira. I believe this guy should be the next flyweight champion. I believe nobody can give him a hard fight. Maybe Muhammad Mokaev, like in the future, and who else? Like there is nobody in the future who I can see him giving some problems. It should be a clear road for him. Of course, he can improve in some areas. I believe in the distance management, in the stand-up. But anyways, he can take you down, finish you by rear naked choke, submission second round. Next up on the card is Alonzo Menfield against Jimmy Crute. The second fight, I believe 90% of all of us fans believe that Alonzo should win the fight. It was a majority draw, if I'm not wrong, but it was a draw though. So yeah, it was an interesting fight because Jimmy is not a good striker, but he can take you down, and Alonzo is not a tall guy for the division, so it will be interesting. I believe a haymaker will do it. First round knockout by Alonzo Menfield. And he should go by the power. I believe this guy should try to knock Jimmy out because we all know Jimmy hasn't the best chin. So yeah, next to the card is one of the best female fights probably you will ever see and you will witness, because these two women are, in my opinion, one of the best talented that I've seen in, let's say, in 5 years. Of course, we have Joanna Jacek. We have Willie Zhang, Rose Namajunas. There was some fighters, but I believe right now Yazmin, Jauregui and Denise Gomes are the future of the women divisions, because always interesting to watch them. I mean, even the haters from the women fights can say, you know what, let's watch this. I have a decision by Yazmin. Both women can knock you out, but I believe both women has also a good chin, so it should be a scrappy one. It should be a Joanna Willie Jang fight. I hope so. I really hope so. It will be improve a lot in the women's division and show the people, hey, you can watch these fights too. So Yazmin by 29-28, probably the first round will be you know, you can give it to anyone. Like you can give it to Yazmin or to Denise. Probably somebody will go down, but I believe the last 2 rounds will be clear for Yazmin. I believe this woman she's like 10-0, very talented, and Denise can lose a fight. That's the problem. We saw her lose a decision in her last third fight against a nobody. I don't know the woman. So yeah, I talked a lot about that fight, so sorry about that, but in the future we should know that these two women could be the future, you know. I hope so. So yeah, Josiah Harrell against GDM, Jack Della Maddalena, one of the most favorite fighters right now from a lot of UFC fans, because GDM brings everything you want to, you know. He has that just bleed mentality, you know, just go in and knock you out. He gives us fans what we want. First round knockout. There is nothing to say anymore. Josiah Harrell, I'm sorry about the debut, boy. You should get a good paycheck, because this is a 99% loss. Next on the card, last fight on the prelims, the legend Robbie Lawler against Niko Price. I got Niko Price by decision. I was going with Robbie, and I hope I'm getting this wrong, because we want to see Robbie going out like a champ, like a winner. He deserved it. He was a champ in the UFC. He gave us some nice fights, some nice knockouts. I remember when I rewatched the fight from him against Adlan Amagov, one of the Chimaev type fighters. He knocked him out. Like, this was impressive. I was like, damn, this Robbie is good. So right now, he's not the same anymore. He lost in 6 years all of his fights except the Nick Diaz fight, so he can't win anymore. And Niko Price is a win and lose fighter, you know. He wins some, he loses some. This one should be in his pocket. Let's say 29-28. At least give Robbie a round. Let's go with the main event, main cut. Starting up with Bo Nickal against Val Woodburn. Bo Nickal first round submission. It should be clear. Again, 99% should be Bo Nickal easy fight. I mean, Val Woodburn, he's like 7-0, 5 knockouts, and it should be the first loss on his 7-0 record. I still believe this guy will get a good paycheck, because even he knows, his coaches, his corners knows he will lose the fight. It's clear, but who knows? We got Bo Nickal against Val Woodburn, and we got Jack Della Maddalena against Josiah Harrell. If some of these big favorites, like -1,000 favorites loses, it should be Bo Nickal. Like, Val Woodburn defend the takedown and knock him out. I don't believe Jack Della Maddalena will lose his fight. So if somebody's the lock of the night, it's GDM and then Bo Nickal. So if somebody loses, it should be Bo Nickal. Still, I don't think he will lose the fight. First on submission. Next on the card is Dan Hooker against Jalen Turner. I like both guys. I also thought Dan Hooker should win the fight against Dustin Poirier, but after this is what's his downfall. On the other hand, I mean, he won his last fight against Claudio Puelles, whatever his name is. I mean, I was rooting for him. And it was an impressive fight. But I didn't thought he would like that dominant against Claudio. So he impressed me a little bit. On the other hand, Jalen Turner should win the fight easy. First round knockout by first round submission. Sorry, like he will knock him down and then submit him. And let's say in the end of the first round, I also believe Jalen Turner should win his last fight against Mateusz Gamrot. His streak was going to the end by nothing. You know? He should win the fight. I still believe Gamrot has a 29-28, but if Jalin Turner did a little bit more, he should win the fight. You know, bad mistake, bad game plan, but now he trained with Shimaev. It should be a win for him. Next fight on the card is, and I also believe Jalin Turner will be champ one day. I have high hopes in this guy. High hopes. Next fight on the card is Dricos du Plessis against Robert Whittaker. Look, man, Robbie has a lot of fans. I mean, a lot of people love this guy, respect this guy, because he's a nice dude like Stephen Thompson. In my opinion, there is no nice or bad. There is reality. Reality is Robbie can lose a fight. Robbie is not better than Israel Adesanya. This is the reality. Might they like it or not? And in reality is, Dricos has a big chance. I don't understand why everybody's saying, oh, he will get pissed up. Why? This guy never lost in the UFC. He has like 5 or 6-0 record in the UFC, and he finished everybody. He finished everybody. He finished Darren Till. Robbie didn't do it. He finished Derek Bronson. Adesanya finished him too in the third round, I believe. Still, Dricos with the broken nose, whatever he has, he showed, yeah, I can win fights, and that's what matters. Can you win fights or not? Even with bad guessing or not, he still won every of his fight. Now he had a nose surgery. This probably should be a big game changer. 3 rounds, pure attack from Dricos du Plessis. I believe he will knock him out in the second round, actually. TKO in the second round. Robbie, this is it, man. I believe this is your first loss after Adesanya. No, this was the last loss he had. I mean, he dominated everybody. He dominated Marvin Vittori, Jared Cannonier. But right now, we also know Robert Whittaker can get knocked down. And DDP with his power, and I'm not talking about like some scrappy fight. Dricos knows how to fight. I still believe a lot of fans are just bashing him for nothing. I'm going with the underdog, Dricos du Plessis, second round TKO. Next fight on the card is Brandon Moreno against Alexandre Pantoja. Third fight. Alexandre Pantoja won 2 of them, and I believe this will be the third one. Again, Moreno, a guy everybody likes, roots for him, nice guy. That's the problem, man. Like GSP said, I'm rooting for the bad guys, so I don't care if you're good or bad. For me, what matters is, are you good for the company, and are you just a good fighter? I believe Alexandre Pantoja is a very good fighter. He can, of course, improve a lot, but he improved a lot. He improved a lot, especially Moreno. Moreno is a new fighter. Let's be real here. But we saw a lot of him against Davison Figueiredo. Of course, he had a fight against Kai Kara, but I also believe Kai Kara would also lose to Alexandre Pantoja. It would be an interesting third fight. I mean, 2 fights of them, Alexandre Pantoja dominated. He dominated both of them. That's interesting, man. I have Alexandre Pantoja winning the fight by second round submission, actually. Second round submission, Alexandre Pantoja. I believe the first one he will take him down and have him in a rear naked position, but Moreno will get out. And in the second round, it will be just enough to put the hooks in and choke him out. Second round submission by Alexandre Pantoja. Right now, what I'm seeing against Brandon Royval or against Alex Perez, Alexandre Pantoja goes in and wants to finish it quick. He don't want to fight 3 or 5 rounds. Make it quick. Last fight on the card, again a championship fight, Alexander Volkanovski against Yair Rodriguez. I got Yair Rodriguez, El Pantera knockout in the third round. Again, the third underdog in a row. Why? I believe Yair Rodriguez, Alexander Pantoja, and Dricos du Plessis shouldn't be that big underdogs. These are winnable fights. Like I said, Dricos du Plessis, he can choke you out, he can knock you out. He has the power, he has now the speed, he has the charisma, and he also now should have the gas tank. Alexander Pantoja won 2 times against Moreno. Why he's the underdog? at least make it a draw, you know, both on the same level. He shouldn't be such a big underdog. And Pantera also big underdog. Why? Of course, Alexander Volkanovski. We can right now say he's the best featherweight. For me, right now, Yair Rodriguez has the chance to win a belt and stay. Yes, he lost to Max Holloway. I still don't understand how. He made Max Holloway a grappler, and with a better game plan, with a better tactic, Yair Rodriguez is a gifted fighter. Even John Jones said it. This guy is gifted, like from God, like John Jones. This guy should just improve his skill set a little bit more, and try not to get hit that lot. Try not to get hit a lot like that, because he was chinned by Frankie Edgar. He was chinned by Josh Emmett, the Korean Zombie. He ate a lot of good shots against Max Holloway. He should improve a little bit more, not to get hit that much. On the other hand, his speed, his speed with his power and his straight hands. And look, Volkanovski against tall fighters, he always tries the overhand. And if he tries that against Yair Rodriguez with his straight, like left twos, that's it, man. That's it, and that's what I believe will be in the third round. Again, the body kicks, and then the left two. He will get Volkanovski out cold. We will see.